We moved out of our house yesterday. Our first couple nights will be interesting. We're here at Cherry Creek State Park in Aurora, Colorado. That's the Bosworth. Good morning. It is, I don't know, Friday, May something, early May. And we have finished moving out of the house, but we decided to stay in Denver for a couple of extra days just so we could visit with people and do that kind of stuff before we left. So we are here at Cherry Creek State Park, Cherry Creek Reservoir, whatever you want to call it, and doing some kind of easy camping. But since we're here and it's our first time staying here, thought I'd walk around and give you kind of the quick lowdown, the quick recap, the quick review, I guess what we thought of it. So we're leaving today and heading down to southern Colorado, but we got 2 nights here. Unfortunately, we could not book anything over the weekend. So we got a Wednesday night and a Thursday night. Friday through Sunday was completely booked. So we weren't able to stay an extra day that we wanted to, but that's okay. I mean, it's Colorado. I think we knew pretty well that trying to book something here without, 3 months advance warning was going to be challenging. So yeah, I don't want to say last minute decision, but the late decision that we wanted to have a couple extra days in Denver probably worked against us for that. So we're on the, I think, Gold Rush Loop. We're Site 92, and it is, I think, I think our spot's great. We're close to Parker Road, which if you're from Colorado, you probably know Parker Road's a busy road, but cannot hear it inside the trailer. Out here, you can hear the traffic, but it's not close enough to be really obnoxious. One of the things that kind of stood out as we were coming in here is really how much space they give you at each site. And I'll flip the camera around when we get to walking back, but there's a ton of space between sites. Some of them have like an across the street neighbor, but very few of them are close together side by side. There's an on-site laundry. There is 2 or 3 like restroom shower buildings. We had stopped by here once before a couple of years ago. We had some family that was in town and had one of the primitive sites up front, and even that it's nice. It's dispersed. You're not right on top of someone. So we're back to the Gold Rush Loop, and what I wanted to be able to show is like this site is currently unoccupied, but right across from it is this site. So that's 76 and 77. They're across from each other, but they're still, I don't know, 50, 60, 70 feet away, something like that. So you're not right on top of anyone. But then you can see from this site, 77 to 79, there's quite a big gap. You've got a lot of green space in here, even on this side. So 76 to across the way, there's a giant green space. It's just nice that they didn't try to pounce everything right on top of each other. For being a state campground, it feels really nice. I've got my hood up today. It's pretty cold out. Ultimately, I think it was a good choice. We unfortunately didn't get to do much here at the park. We were still doing running some errands from our move. So, you know, one of those errands was going back to the house and kind of finishing up kind of last cleaning. One of them was I've got an issue with the truck that I was trying to get fixed. The last one was we wanted to spend time with my family before we left town. So we went to dinner with my mom last night, and my niece and her husband and my sister and my brother-in-law. So it was kind of nice to see people one last time before leaving town. So we've been here for 4 years, and we had a good system where, you know, Emily and I would do barbecues over the summer, and we would do Thanksgiving at our house. My sister would do Christmas and Easter. My mom would do like game nights. It's been fun. So I think it's a little bittersweet leaving Colorado, leaving Denver area. I think it's a good choice for us now. Here's our spot. So they have nice picnic tables, a little fire pit area, and a little bit of gravel here. You can see over in the background, Parker and 225, there's some buildings over there. But again, there's almost no road noise. It's very quiet. I didn't get to finish earlier, I don't think, but we didn't partake in a whole lot here at the campground, but we did a kind of a walk through the park or a drive through the park. We came and spent an afternoon here a couple months ago, and, you know, hiked a little bit, walked over to a couple of different areas. It is a very nice park. Swim beach, they've got boating, fishing. The day we got here, there was a bicycle race. So it's a nice park and well maintained. I had a great interaction with one of the park rangers yesterday when I drove back in. He and I just chatted for a few minutes. Minutes from Denver, minutes from Aurora, minutes from Parker. There's just a lot to do.
All right, so we had a mad dash from the house because Nick, to get to our campground, so we're currently at Cherry Creek State Park. Nick is putting his topper on the new truck, so he had to get over there. He dropped me off and the dogs off, and I'm setting up the Airstream and also sort of de-winterizing at the same time, so I'm gonna go through that. Bosley, Olive, and Lou. I did make sure that the camper is level, and then we're gonna walk outside. And I have us plugged into shore power, and I just hooked up the water, but I haven't done anything with it yet. So I'm gonna turn the water on now. And just so you know, we are doing it for the hot and cold. I know on the winterization video, I didn't necessarily show that, but once it comes through on the one, we're gonna turn it off, move it to the cold, and do the same thing so that you're clearing both lines. So we're gonna continue for all the faucets. We have the shower as well. I'm gonna put this down here. And then I'm gonna turn it, I'm currently on cold, I'm gonna turn it to hot. You want to go ahead and turn the solar on. We had disconnected the batteries because we've been working at the house. We had already done this part, but you want to make sure you do turn the battery power back on. Another thing you can do, which we're not going to do today just because it's like 6 o'clock at night and I'm trying to get everything done before the sun sets, is you can flush your tanks, and I'll make sure that I put the ratio of bleach to water, but it's a good idea to do that with your freshwater tank. And kind of get that, let it sit and then get that flushed out. We will do that probably this weekend. Next thing we're gonna do is turn on the power to the hot water heater. Now that we have the hot water turned on outside, I am gonna go ahead and open the hot water valve and make sure that it works here. It usually is a little bit of a delay, and then it'll start heating up the water. So it's like lukewarm, but we're not even at 90 degrees yet, so it is working. And currently it's only set to go up to 95, which I do know we need to change because that is not very hot, but it did reach temperature.
So that's Cherry Creek State Park. Thanks for watching.